Hello everybody and welcome to Interactive 3D Home Design's first ever design challenge. Just kind of wanted to go over some of the criteria for this. If you would like to be able to read more up on it, you can find us at www.3dhomedesigns.com. So in this challenge, our goal is to create a master bathroom. So we're going to treat this as if it's new construction. We're not going to worry about, remodeling in an existing constraint. We're going to have two vanities and we're going to need a knee space for makeup. We're going to have a car wash shower with double shower heads, an enclosed water closet. The maximum amount of is 300 square feet of space, but I'm hoping to go a little bit smaller than that. We're going to go with a modern style. So first things first, I'm trying to figure out where the room to the bedroom is. So we're going to say it's on this left wall here, because we can reorient the room however we'd like just to kind of make that fit. So what I try to do is I try to put the toilet fairly close to the master bedroom, just due to the fact that, if you get up in the middle of the night, you're going to want to be able to, make your way in there as easy as possible. So let's go through there. We'll put a nice Kohler Veil toilet in here. Fits very well with the style that we're going to be going for, as well as putting wall cabinet above. But before we do anything with wall cabinets, I'm going to go through and I'm going to start changing some of the defaults in here, because the defaults aren't very modern style. Alright, so let's go through there. And we can end up putting a nice, well, not a sliding door, we'll put a pocket door in there. Give it a little bit of extra space. Nobody likes to be cramped when they're walking into a water closet. So typically you don't need more than about 5 feet when it comes to a bathroom like this, but since this is going to be a little bit bigger bathroom, we'll increase the size slightly. Go 32 inches, that's a little bit more comfortable. Okay, so we're also going to start working on the vanities here. Since we're going to do something with more of a modern style, we're no longer going to do base cabinets on the floor. What we're going to end up trying to do is create some wall-mounted, very clean lines, nothing too traditional. It's going to be very smooth. So let's change this to, let's go 26 inches. We're going to keep the countertop at about that height. We're going to keep the flat edge to keep in line with the clean lines that we're going for. Since we're no longer going to have the cabinets on the finished floor, we're going to have to get rid of this toe kick here. Okay. So for these, we're going to start off with kind of a pop latch door style. That way we can not have any hardware that's required. So I don't like putting any kind of plumbing fixtures up against the wall because I don't think it gives the user any space. So what we'll end up doing is we'll put about we'll go with an 18-inch wide cabinet here just to give the user a little bit of space. And as far as the sinks go, we're going to go with a vertical undermount sink from Kohler. Very nice rectangular profile. In the center, we're going to go with a little bit smaller, and we're going to switch these to drawers. Doors are great, but typically you're going to get a little bit more storage when it comes to drawers. Alright, so let's get rid of the hardware on this as well. We're just going to go ahead and copy that right across, add the little bit of extra storage. And then for this challenge, we were trying to add a knee space. So with how I have that, you don't really have a knee space. So I'm going to extend this, and what we would do is end up running decking beneath this. But we're going to create a waterfall edge. And with that waterfall edge, we're going to end up creating kind of a knee space for the homeowner. So let's go through this. We're not going to worry about textures at this stage. It's still pretty early, so there's no need to start changing any of the textures. Try to get about 3 feet. You can get away with doing a little bit less, but 3 feet gives a lot more control and options when it comes to placing furniture underneath that, if you want a seat or if you want a bench. So let's go ahead and we'll put some sink faucets in there. I was choosing between 2 when I was doing a little bit of research for this video, and I think I'm going to go with the widespread cabinet mounted. In the end, this is one of those things that if you're a homeowner and you wanted to see both of the options, it doesn't take but a couple seconds to switch them out, so it's no problem. Alright, so let's take a quick look and see what we have right now. Alright, so it doesn't look like a whole lot. So let's go ahead and make a quick change because I forgot to change the height. So we're going to end up moving everything up 8 inches to get the proper height. I apologize for that, I meant 10 inches. So now that we have that, we have our floating cabinets. We'll go ahead and we'll change some of the finishes that we had there. Alright, so you can see it's starting to kind of look like a vanity here. For this, I was going to go with a pure white countertop material. And we'll do some contrast when it comes to the cabinet boxes. We'll do a stained poplar material. I'm a big fan of poplar because I think it takes a stain really well. And it gives you a whole lot of options for it. Just do a quick change on these because it doesn't look like the backsplash is showing up correctly, and I always like to wrap the backsplash on the side when I can. So we're going to go ahead and do a 6-inch backsplash. 6-inch backsplashes are always nice because if you want to put an outlet in it, you can turn the outlet horizontal and you're able to fit the outlet in the backsplash rather than having to do a cutout for the mirror or anything similar to that. So I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to go with a slab mirror for this application. It's going to make the room feel a lot larger. Let me make sure I have the room height correct. Right now we're at 10 feet. Let's try to make this 9 feet instead. 10 feet may be a bit much for what we're doing. Alright, so while I'm working on this, you're not going to see anything with the mirror finish, but all it takes is to go through and make a little bit of a change, and all of a sudden it'll look like a mirror. Alright, so that's looking pretty good for the vanity. We're still going to have to go through at some point and put in sconces, make some changes there, but right now that's looking fairly good. Let's go through and we're going to change the flooring because, well, I'm hopefully that is not the flooring that we'll be going with because that is not a pretty looking hardwood. Alright, so we're going to go with a really nice Calcutta gold. It's a good looking floor. Let's go ahead and change this to a slab door as well. We're going to keep with that really clean look. Nothing too with too much detail on it. So one thing I like to do is I like to have the actual tile come up on the sides for the baseboard. I think it's a little bit better transition when it comes to the bathroom or really any room with tile compared to going with your traditional baseboards. Okay. So our next step is we're going to have to figure out where we're going to be putting our tub and our shower. In this design challenge, we're going to end up having to do a car wash shower and a freestanding soaker tub. There's a couple obvious choices at the moment. We could either run a car wash shower along here, which I don't think is going to be a good application because your entrance and exit are going to be offset from the wall size. So your second best bet is to keep extending this wall out and create your walk-in shower here. So you have 3'10". I know that's a little bit big when it comes to a toilet room, but keep in mind this is supposed to be under 300 square feet, so it's a fairly large space. Right now we're only at 210 square feet of space. So let's go ahead and we'll create the openings for this. A lot of people with a car wash shower just leave the doors open. You know, no need to put a door on something when you're just going to be going in and going out. So let's go ahead and put entrances on both sides. This is traditional for a car wash shower. Alright, so let's take a look at this. We'll go through our little library here on the side, and we'll go through the shower. I'm going to go ahead and put shower fixtures on the interior wall, as well as we'll put our control and thermostatic valve. For each shower head. Just going to make a little marker back here because I think this would be a good spot for a bench. Let's just look at the space and see how much we have here. So that's actually still a little bit tight. I don't think I would end up wanting to put a bench there. One thing you can end up doing with a shower like this is you could actually end up going with a little teak bench that you could put in the corners. I'm actually not sure if I have one here. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and we'll put a small, let's shrink the size of that. We're going to go with maybe 24 inches wide, 20 inches tall. So you could end up having a little teak bench on the back corners on each side. That gives you still quite a bit of free space when you're actually showering in between. So right now your shower space is about 5 feet by 4 feet, which is plenty for your average person. Another thing you can end up doing with this is I like putting a clear story window in here. Putting a clear story window in here gives you a little bit of that natural light if you're on an exterior wall, which really makes the room open up. So we're going to go ahead, we'll put a 5 foot by 1'6" window in there. Got to make sure that when we're doing that we end up putting the glass as a frosted glass. So we're just going to go with a textured glass here, and I'll go with a just go with a ripple glass, just something to where people can't see in but you can see out. Depending upon how high it is, you can probably get away with not doing that. We're going to go ahead and make this 8 feet because it's taller ceiling, so we can probably have a little bit taller. You're going to want to make sure that all your header heights and all the rooms end up lining up as well. Alright, so the next step is we're going to have to figure out where we're putting our tub. Alright, so I was going to go with the Rev freestanding tub. So the first thing I noticed, a great spot is to have it right in front of there. It's not going to end up working out. It's just a little bit too wide. Because we have a little bit of room to go with, my first instinct is just to make this a little bit wider, but you don't want to make it too wide because then you're going to be wasting space. Let's see, because right now our total shower is around 10 feet wide, a little bit over 10 feet. That's quite a large shower. Always interesting. So when I get stumped something like this, I always take a look from the top-down view. Kind of get a feel for the space, what's in there, what needs to change, what can change. Alright, I'm going to just change that hardwood because it's just staring at me in the face and quite frustrating. Well, I guess we'll have to take a break and I'll have to come back and look at this and see what kind of changes I can make. Alright, thank you for watching the first installment of the interior design challenge for interactive 3D home designs. Look forward to showing you more of what we can do. Thank you very much.